Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy, Mr. Impeller today. Today, I got two concept builds for you today. First one is going to be, they're both be more so like bossing damages. The first one will be a little bit more maybe mossing and bobbing. Bossing, well, the other one is going to be probably straight up bossing. Now, my first concept build that I'm going to think of right now, I was tinkering around with stuff and everything, and it all has to deal with one legendary. And you're going to be like, what? So, where is it? My shield. Where is the shield that I need? This one. 50% increased cooldown recovery, right? Now that's an insane amount of cooldown recovery. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking we got this. I was gonna originally combine this with time freeze for even more cooldown rate, and then also do any of the gems, which would do cooldown rate and then do skill duration. So we'd have insane cooldown rate for time freeze. I believe I got it down yesterday to around below 30 seconds, and that was without any of the extra gems or anything. And I didn't figure out temporalis, I believe it's called, where you get minus certain amount of seconds to a skill. So I was thinking that you would do like a double time freeze, and then you would just go for increased attack speed, and then whenever you're out of mana, you temporal rift back into the past to get your mana back, and you just do that twice. Tells you you're thinking that for a concept would be really nice because we have insane cooldown speed. You can get to like 20 seconds every freeze. You'd be able to get temporal rift. Let's see what it looks like with just a single. Yeah, 5.3 seconds with 90%. You could probably get down to like close to a second. So every second you would be going back in time and getting back your mana. So basically, theoretically, you'd be having infinite mana with almost infinite health as long as you don't get hit and you time it perfectly. And then you had also at the same time freezing the enemy for extremely long periods of time because right now we're on at 6 seconds, and I don't think I have one duration. Um, no, it's where is it? Skill effect duration. Yep, skill effect duration. I don't think I have one of those. So if I get a bunch of skill effect durations on this, I can make this freeze last way longer than typical. So that's what we're gonna do is do a bunch of skill effect duration. Now that's the first build concept build. Super low cooldown. We're using a shield, doing a bunch of cooldown modifiers, temporalis minus a number of seconds to your skill cooldown, and then we just go back in time with temporal rift to get our mana back. I also did not look up any uniques or anything besides this one. I bet there's a bunch of other stuff that could make maybe faster cooldown or better damage with my abilities or freeze more or longer duration or something like that. It's just concept build video, throwing stuff out there so you guys who are higher levels than me, who have way more divines than me, can test around and mess around with stuff and break the game before me. So that's that first build I was thinking. Now my second build I was thinking, which is even crazier. So this is where I started cooking. So right, we're same concept of that cooldown, right? But now we're using this cooldown only for temporal rift because, again, like I said, that 5 seconds right there, we get this thing down to freaking just alone from this 30% recovery, we're down to 3.9 seconds, right? And if I put this extra 50% down, we're like at 2 point something. And if I put all the cooldowns, it's gonna be like 1 point something probably. So every 1 second, we'll be able to go in there, and then it takes like half a second to cast, and then you go back into time. How long? I believe uh, yeah, it's every 0.25 seconds. So as long as you time it correctly, you'll be able to do a bunch of mana, reset, mana, reset, mana, reset. Okay, so that's the first concept. This is how we're gonna get our infinite mana to make this work. Now the second concept, this one, unlimited number of summoned totems. Totems reserve 100 spirit each. So that's another problem. Is it's gonna reserve 100 mana each, but if you get enough high enough spirit, let's say 400s ish, that'd be a decent amount. We can easily hit 400s. We'll be able to go up here, and then boom over here. Okay, we get totems. we get duration of the totems. Okay. Now imagine a bunch of totem cast speed, totem endurance, totem duration, damage. Right now we have a super increased cast speed. Then we throw down multiple um, turrets, whatever. Four, obviously, is the max we'll be able to do. So we'll throw down four turrets. I wish we had more spirit because I was thinking something even crazier. This might build not even work anymore because I didn't read the 100 spirit part. 100 spirit part might chalk us. But anyways, what I was thinking is you would do turret, 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 and then obviously you would do cast speed, not cast speed, but summon speed for the turrets. So this would be super fast. So it'd be turret, 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 and then you go back in time. Turret, 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 go back in time. Turret, 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 turret. I was thinking about that. And then when they spawn, you would contagion them, essence drain them for both the debuffs for damage over time. Because Wither is going to attack the enemies if you have dot damage, right? Where is it? Come on, buddy. Where is Death Arc Effigy? Right here. So whenever you fire a projectile that is afflicted by a chaos damage for by every projectile or every debuff. So every debuff you have on the enemy that's a chaos damage over time, you would be proccing attacks. So you'd get the contagion run, you would get the essence drain would be one, and then I was thinking you would be able to also um skills up. You would also theoretically be able to do where is it? Profound ritual, depending on the scenario, you would be able to do this. You could potentially use this in a certain scenario, but more likely what I was gonna look up or find, where is it? Skill does chaos. Support skill that does chaos damage over time. Where is it? I'll go find it here. Give me a second. Just a persistence buff, isn't it? That's a support buff. I don't even have any support jumps. Oh, I'm in the wrong guild. God damn it. I was wondering where it is. I know I have it. I know I have it. There it is. There we go. Support skills inflict DK, dealing 60% of intelligence chaos damage per second. So there's another chaos damage over time. So what I would do is I would unslot Blasphemy, most likely. So I would get rid of temporal chains. Despair. I would keep temporal chains on. I put despair in because that's what's going to do the chaos damage over time. So I would do despair separately. So I'll cast despair with the fire damage over time or the chaos damage over time. I would throw multiple procs of that on top of the enemy, and then I'll have essence drain and contagion, so it's a triple damage over time debuff. And I believe if you have the mana flask, the chaos damage one, I believe that's also a damage over time debuff for enemies around it. So that'd be 4 debuffs of projectiles, and then I don't know if this works correctly or not, but over here we have checked spells. Skills is a chance to fire 2 projectiles. Blah, blah, blah. And this is actually classified as it is technically a spell, so I think, and it's a projectile. So it is a spell that uses projectiles, but I don't know if this would proc the projectiles for extra shots with the totem, and then as well as just crit chance with this. Because if we can get a bunch of crit chance, extra projectiles, debuffs, have 4 of them, all with a bunch of cast speed all at one time, with like 4 or 5 debuffs of cast damage over time, I think these turrets would go absolutely crazy. But there you guys have it. Those are my 2 most recent concept builds. I have a super increased time freeze one, and then a withering bossing destroyer for the other. You guys like them concepts or am excited to see what I can cook up? Drop a like down below. Peace out. You guys have fun farming.